Okay, the join of the air race is done. Now I'm going to build it. Okay, the first thing you're going to do before we start cutting this out is you need to make these bend easier. Okay, so the way I do it is just take your piece, take a straight edge, any straight edge would work, and you're going to take a big paper clip. And I already went over this 3 times, so you should do this about 5 times, and it's going to crease it. Here's another one, so let's say that's 4, and that's 5. And you should do every one of these, every one of the dotted hidden lines. So I'm lining it up, making sure you line it up. And I already have 3, here's 4, and 5. You should do it at least 5 times. Okay, then I have 2 more dotted lines here that we need to crease. Okay, so I'm going to put one here and here. Make sure it's lined up. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then do another one. So this was the last one. From here to here. It's important that you line it up really well. 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you notice if I turn this over slowly, you can see kind of the creases in there. If you could see it, I don't know, but I could see it. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut it out. Okay. Now before we cut it out, I want to get this hole. So you're going to take a sharp pencil. Okay, and remember we marked that 4.5 and 2, and you're going to pierce that hole right in. Okay, so we got the hole. And then we cut out the pieces. Take a good scissor, and you're going to cut on this line. And take your time when you're cutting. Remember, the better you build this air racer, the better it's going to go, and the faster it will go. So I'm going to just cut this piece out, and remember these parts are waste that I have the squiggles in. And I'm going to cut here, cut all the fins out. Okay, and we'll cut this out. So there's another part. This is the part that, you have to cut with the angle. So I'm going to cut this out. And then this angle has to be cut. You have to cut it with the angle. All right, and then we cut this angle off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we got all our pieces cut out. You can see I got all the pieces, scrap stuff. Okay, there's the fins. You notice that I decorated the fins. So they're opposites. When I glue them on, I know they're going to be the right way. Okay, so those are the fins. So let's bend these. So as you can see, now that I have that crease, it's going to be a lot easier to bend. So I got this one bent. And I could bend this one. If I didn't make that crease, you'll see how difficult this would be to bend. Okay, there's that part. Okay. This would be the front of the racer. And we have these we have to bend. So we can bend these over. Fold them over. And this one. Okay, so we got these, all the pieces are bent. Okay, now we're going to start to glue. Okay, now we're going to glue the air racer pieces in. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you get a good glue bottle. Okay, we're going to put glue on each side. Remember, there's the front, there's the back. The front of the racer will be where our name is. Okay, just put a bead of glue across here. And a bead of glue across here. Okay, put the bottle like that. Okay, then what you do is just spread it out with your finger so the glue is even. And if you put too much glue, it's going to take a really long time to dry. So you want just a little bit of glue, enough to make it strong. Okay, so I got my glue there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is remember the front, because the front is the 4.5 in, and then the 2 to the center. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over. That was the front, and this goes here. You're going to bring it all the way to the bottom, and there's an angle on it. And slide it in, make it even. Take your time, and you're going to have to hold this like this. Now this makes this stronger, the side stronger, and it allows the air to go through. So I'm going to bring that one up, this one up, and then just make sure you got it in place, and just hold it there probably for about 2 minutes, at least, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, again, we're going to glue in the next piece now. I held that for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so you're going to get the front, and you're going to put this one back here. Okay, again, push it all the way down. Okay, line up the back. Okay, and as you're holding this for the 2 to 3 minutes, one thing that I was doing is I was just kind of sliding my hand to keep the glue even. Okay, as I'm doing that. Okay, so I'm kind of just holding it for the 2 to 3 minutes, but I'm also moving, making sure things are set up just right. Remember, the more time you put in to building a quality air racer, the better it's going to float. Okay, so I'm kind of sliding my hands and holding it to make sure it's secure. Okay, that seems like it should go down a little bit more. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so now I got the bottoms on. Okay, notice front, back. They're all in place. It's pretty dry. Okay, I'm going to put it like this now, and I'm going to say, okay, here's my 2 fins. Now, it's important that if you decorate them, so you can get them on right, so you don't kind of rotate them around. So this one's going to go on this side, and this one's going to go on this side. So I'm going to just put the glue. I got it kind of laid out like this. Okay, and I'm going to put glue here. Bead across there, and I'm going to do a bead across here. Okay, let the glue bottle drain down in. Okay, I'm going to spread the glue out because I like it to be flat. Do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to put them in like this. And then again, you're going to kind of move your fingers, kind of pressing into it, but not too hard. You don't want to crush it. And you're going to hold this for about 2 to 3 minutes again. Okay, the next thing I decided to do is, the air racer works a lot better. I came up with this idea. Just take a pen apart. Okay. And we're going to cut a 1/4 inch of this plastic, and that's going to give us a good spacer. So I got this little jig. You're going to have to use the vise, and you're going to use a hacksaw. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to estimate a 1/4 inch, 1/4 of an inch, and I am going to cut this using this little jig in the vise. I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch piece. And I'm not going to push hard down. I'm just using the weight of the saw, and I turn the plastic a little bit at a time, and that's the piece. Right there's the piece I need. Okay, I need that little plastic piece. Okay, now we're putting in the part which is going to allow us to launch it. So what you want to do is get your spacer that you cut out. You're going to put the brass fastener in there, okay, just like this. You're going to go up through the bottom like this. Okay, and you try to make it pretty snug without bending it. And just kind of fold these over, tabs over. And this spacer is going to allow us to launch this well. Okay, so there's the spacer after it's done. Okay. Okay, Esther and Anthony want to test run it for me. Okay, Anthony, hook it up. So he's hooking up the rubber band to the bottom. Okay, he's getting ready to launch. Wait a minute. Make sure you aim it good. Okay. And that's a good launch. Good job. Okay, Esther showing where to put your hands when you launch it, just like that. Okay, good. Okay, you ready to launch it? Mm-hmm. Okay, launch it out. Okay, we got it.